We have updates. Welcome to part 4 of my Speed Puzzle World Series coverage. I'll be updating and speculating as we get closer to the big day, but there is not much left to speculate as we are just over 2 months away from the event taking place. Make sure to check out parts 1, 2, and 3 of this series where we start building up to the event, but also make sure to watch episode 2 of Puzzled and Chatty International, where I spoke with Mel Townsend, one of the 2 organizers of this event, where there's a bit more information revealed there too. As a disclaimer, I am not in any way associated with the organization of this event. I am only a competitor, and I am voluntarily choosing to cover the inaugural year of this international speed puzzle competition. Since my last video on the Speed Puzzle World Series, we do have a little bit more information, and this time it's all fun stuff. As a quick reminder, the Speed Puzzle World Series will take place over 2 days, May 1st and 2nd in Munich, Germany. Tickets are on sale now, but only 340 people can participate in this competition. At the time of this recording, there is just 16% of tickets left, so make sure to get yours before they sell out. If you are looking for more information beyond this mini-series that I'm doing, make sure to check out the website for the event, which is speedpuzzle.com, as well as follow them on Instagram. The first big update is that it has been made social media official that we now know who the second organizer of this event is. It was suggested and hinted at in the episode with Mel Townsend on this channel, and if you haven't watched that already, then I put the link below and the link up top here, so make sure to go and watch that. Where have you been? So the other organizer is Dr. Louise Jacket, who is also from Australia and is the president of the Australian Jigsaw Puzzle Association. Organizing this event, as well as running the Australian Jigsaw Puzzle Association, as well as everything else that I'm sure she has going on in her life. I don't know how people are finding time to do all of this, but knowing that there are 2 very well organized people behind the scenes working to make sure this event goes off as well as it can, it helps to build confidence that this will run smoothly, even in its very first year. Other staffing news was also revealed. It was already known that there were going to be live streams for this event, information that was broken on this channel. Again, if this is all a surprise to you, go back and watch the other videos. But we now know mostly who will be the commentators during those live streams. Now, no names have officially been released, just a few pictures of identifiable items of clothing that these people are kind of known for. Now, this could just be a guess, but I think most of us are pretty confident we know who the commentators will be. I'm not going to officially declare who the 2 people are, but I will speculate, as that is what I do in this series. And if I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'll be surprised, but if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Based on the 2 items revealed, we likely have one of the co-hosts from the 2025 World Jigsaw Puzzle Championship as one of the commentators. He is also a co-host for some of the European Jigsaw Jams, and you'll find him doing other things on social media that relate to puzzling in some sort of way. He is known as Nerd Puzzle on Instagram. It is Jim Eakins. While he is not a speed puzzler himself, he is a very knowledgeable coach and is a great, entertaining host. He also just had a Peace Talks episode revealed, so make sure to go and check out more information about him and his life and stuff he does within the speed puzzling community. A very interesting watch. And again, based on the pictures that were posted on the Speed Puzzle World Series social media page, the other person is likely to be Fruji Wilhelm. She is a speed puzzler, a very good speed puzzler, who also has a YouTube channel. We did host a 2-part mini-series between our 2 channels, so make sure to go watch in those 2 videos, where we actually kind of predicted what our ideal world championships would look like. At the time when we recorded that, this whole competition was just kind of in the works. We don't really acknowledge it in any way, and it's interesting to see if there's some overlap or some differences there's definitely some differences. But yeah, I'm very excited for both of those 2 people to be the co-hosts for the Speed Puzzle World Series. I also want to say that it is very difficult, I've acknowledged this in the past, it's very difficult to be a commentator for a speed puzzle competition. While yes, everyone is going incredibly fast, not tons happens in the early stages. I would love to talk to one or both of these 2 people in the lead up or possibly right after the competition takes place, But I do have some questions on what's going to make this different and maybe more challenging for these commentators is that in other competitions like the World Championships, it's different competitors in every round. Eventually, you'll repeat people as you make it through the later rounds, but there's something to talk about. This is 6 different challenges, and it's the same participants in every round. So, trying to talk for 75 minutes per round, that will be a challenge. I'm curious to see how they're going to do it. But if there's 2 people that will be able to make it through, these are 2 people that will be worth listening to if you, and watching the live streams if you weren't going to already. This is another reason too. But with those 4 names that are associated with the event, 2 names that are definitely associated with the event and 2 names that are the other 2 names that are unconfirmed but likely. There are some confident faces and voices that are now associated with this event. Again, each piece of information that is released leading up to this competition just builds more confidence that it's being run properly and it's going to go well. The next piece of information was about acknowledged a question I had earlier in this series, and that is, will there be merchandise? Yes, there will, and that is great news. Because if there's one thing that competitive jigsaw puzzlers like, it is another t-shirt, hoodie, or whatever there is on offer. So extra merchandise is going to be great. I may have a few t-shirts and other pieces of merchandise. Now, prices aren't mentioned, but that's fine. It's exciting because it's going to be a nice keepsake to have, almost regardless of price, within reason. They're going to sell. There's going to be a lot to sell, especially in the inaugural year. I hope there's some sort of decal you can put on it that says first or inaugural or something like that. So if someone is watching from the World Series, if you're looking for options, something to acknowledge it's the first year it's happening. We also found out that the puzzles that will be used in the competition will be available for purchase. Kind of. You can only get the puzzles if you are at the event, so there's no shipping around the world, which makes sense. The logistics of that would be very difficult, so I am okay with it. But this also provides us with more information about the cost breakdown of the event. I know this probably wasn't done on purpose when all the prices were revealed, but it is an additional benefit, and it provides more understanding as to why the cost for this event is the cost. Now I did speak with some people who had some concerns about the cost of this event. It is higher than what you would see at some other competitions. In a previous video, I've already broken down kind of how it's not really that much more expensive, but because we now know the price of each of the puzzles, it makes even more sense. As a reminder, the puzzles for this competition are not being sponsored or provided for free by Ravensburger, Gibson's, or whoever the mystery brand might be. They've all been purchased by the event organizers to give out or to use in each of the different challenges. To purchase all 6 of the puzzles, after taxes and everything is included, the cost is €107. The cost for the overall, to participate in the whole event, is €200, so just a bit more than half just for the puzzles. That leaves just €93 left over per participant, and this is all based on if they completely sell out of all the tickets. Again, there's still 16% of tickets left, not that much, but the remaining €93 has to pay for the venue, which if you've organized any event, regardless of size, the venue is almost always one of the largest costs to put on any sort of event. You also need to pay for all the equipment that's going to be needed to run the event, so which includes staging, electronics, whatever else might be included. This would also have to go to pay the camera people, the judges, any other workers as well that are not volunteering. We do know that volunteers are not being included in this event, which is beneficial because then you're not relying on people to show up maybe or maybe not. So people that you see there are being compensated. So the math works out, and I'm kind of surprised it's only €200. I can kind of see this potentially going up in the future in price. Hopefully, it depends. Well, there's a whole that's for a different year. But for now, only €200 once you put in everything that has to go into planning an event. Pretty good deal, actually. Continuing with the puzzles, there is no guarantee that these puzzles will be sold directly by the brands themselves in the future or featured in their upcoming catalogs. The event themselves own the puzzles, not the brands. And a big reason for this is that we have seen competitions in the past where images may have been leaked on various websites, not necessarily by the brands themselves, but if they're being sold by other smaller businesses or online or websites, whatever it might be, they may leak an image too early, and that kind of ruins the competition for everybody, especially when it comes to something that is an international event with a lot of eyes that will be on it. This is a great way to prevent leaks. Again, because if these puzzles are not being sold anywhere else in the world, the chance of the images being leaked are significantly less. Never zero, but significantly less. So these puzzles, for the time being, are extremely limited. So if you know it's someone that can get the puzzle bundles for you, reach out to them, see if they can pick them up for you in Germany. Puzzles are heavy. Remember to only so much can fit in luggage. Things can be shipped from an individual, I guess, from Germany, but it will be limited on how many people will be able to get these puzzles. So again, for something that may never be sold anywhere else ever again, 100 euros, 107 euros is not that bad for 6 puzzles. Now I'm basing this on what we have to pay in Canada on a regular basis, so 107 euros for 6 puzzles is not ridiculous in any way, but people in various countries in Europe and around the world, it might be a bit more than you're expecting, but again, limited. And the last update for this video is about a new bit of merchandise that will be available. This kind of came out of nowhere, and that will be collectible cards. Competitors will have the option to submit an image of themselves to be on their very own collectible trading card for the Speedpuzzle World Series. If you're like me and never actually reached the dream of being a professional athlete and getting your own hockey card or baseball card, football card, rugby card, whatever sport it was that you thought you were going to be a professional in when you were 6 years old and didn't realize that that was not going to happen, this is something fun to include. Now, on a side note, I actually do have a baseball card of myself from when I was about 6 years old and played baseball. Why was I playing baseball? For one season. I know of one copy. I don't know where it is. I know who potentially has it, but if there's another one out there, who knows? Yeah, that's as close as I ever got. But now, as an adult, I will be on a new collectible trading card for, we're going to call it a sport. This is a sport. It's a sports card. We're good. I just called it a sports card? Oh my God. But each competitor will be given a pack of 5 random cards. Additional packs will be able to be purchased at the event. I really hope they're not expensive. I can see myself spending too much money on these. Now, there are a few things to add. First, the website specifically mentions that there will be rare and special cards available. What these could be, who knows? It is unlikely we'll know until the event. People are suggesting that there might be shiny, like if you think about Pokemon cards, shiny versions, but really don't know what to expect here. I can also confirm that the 2 co-hosts of the event, as well as the commentators, will have their own cards as well. So if you are collecting them, make sure to look out for those. I would imagine they might fall under the special or rare category, but again, there's no way to know. It has also been confirmed that competitors will not receive their own card. So be prepared to trade. If someone finds mine, please reach out to me so I can trade for it. I'll be so upset if I don't get mine. And I think that's going to be the case for a lot of people. Who knows how many are going to be printed of each person. I can't imagine they're going to print 340. If this is a sell-out event, I can't imagine they're going to print 1 card so everybody can get a full set. If they do, I think that takes away from it a little bit. Who knows? There's so many questions that we really can't find out until we're in Germany and we see the cards. What I do like about this quirky aspect is that the creation and distribution of an item is now out of my hands. Puzzlers love to trade items. The most common is pins. While that is something fun to do, I do not know the first thing about what I need to create pins. People are showing up with hundreds of pins. I don't know where you're getting all of these things or the machinery to be able to make them. I know some people have pin button makers, whatever they might be. Again, that is not something that I know anything about. Should I be focusing on that for the World Championships? That's a different video. I won't be bringing pins to the World Series. Highly unlikely I won't be bringing pins to the World Series. Unless someone knows how to do it, as that's in Canada, that can reach out to me and figure this all out for me, then no, I will not. Who knows? Back to the cards. So all I need to do now is submit a picture. I've had some suggestions. Some are not realistic to put on the card. I do just need to decide which one to do. This is a bigger decision than it probably should be. Like, without knowing what everyone else is doing, are we just doing headshots on these pictures? Is it more of like the full body or upper body where you have your puzzle t-shirt on? Are you doing something in the picture? There's so many questions. I'm very indecisive when it comes to this stuff. So if people can let me know what they're doing, this might make it a bit easier. That is it for this video. We are just over 2 months away from this event taking place. I should really book my hotel and flight soon. Again, indecisive. Make sure to subscribe to keep following the updates on this channel about this series, as well as everything else I feature on the website. Make sure to also follow the accounts for the Speed Puzzle World Series. I've included links to their Instagram and their YouTube page in the description below. In the next update, I will be going through the list of some of the competitors that have signed up. You can see for yourself who is on there, but looking at some stats and some past results that they may have. As we get closer to the official day, stay tuned for a potential preview video on who to really watch out for to win the whole competition. And as always, once more information comes out, I will continue to do update videos right up to the day of the event and during the event, hopefully, and potentially after the event, too. Remember to click like if you enjoyed the video, leave a comment below if you find something interesting about the Speed Puzzle World Series. Follow along with the other stuff that's posted on this account, what I cover on the Speed Puzzle World Series and the puzzling world in general. There's so much more that's being added to this channel on a weekly basis. I try to. Also follow me on Instagram at @CanadamPuzzle. And lastly, as we get closer to the event, I will be featuring Speed Puzzling 101 lessons on this channel, quick speed puzzling lessons, and usually under 10 minutes, that will focus primarily on the challenges that we will have at the World Series. So make sure to check those out. That is it. Thank you for watching, and as always, happy puzzling. Bye.